Okay, so I'm gonna start this with a question.
Yep.
Was Kirei the only one that went downstairs to the commons, the competitors' commons?
Probably. I didn't go.
Okay. Okay then. Kirei,
Yep.
you hear a roar coming from the stairs.
She will immediately go into a defensive stance as she turns to look.
You see Ditfo Da, surrounded by Drox.
She relaxes slightly as she immediately realizes that she is not the target of his anger.
The territorials in the corner don't seem to notice him, even after the roar, and they're immediately surrounded by Drox. Ditfo Da stomps forward, takes out his gun, reloads it. Territorials look around. Hey, boss, what's going on? I don't know, man. But the hairless dogs. Aw, puppy. Ow, 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 ow! It took off my other finger. Oh, no. No, that one was metal. That didn't hurt. Never mind. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to scare you guys. And Difoda stops. They look at him. Oh, was that the doggo guy? Yeah, boss. I think that's the doggo guy. What's up his butt? I don't know, man. He's pointing a gun at us. Oh, does that mean we can kill him? I think that means we're disqualified. Right now? Really? Already? What do we do? No, I mean if we kill him. That's right, doggo guy. Like if you kill a competitor, like once you get disqualified. And he tenses up. And it takes concerted effort to keep from squeezing the trigger. Eventually he spins around, whistles for the Drox, and they all walk off. He returns to his room. So yeah, that happens right in front of you.
Okay.
One thing worth noting. Ditfo Da actually had another weapon on his back. You actually recognize that as Katfo Du's flamethrower.
I see. I feel bad for him. She will say with an earshot of the territorials.
One of them perks up. Oh man, you constipated? I don't think that's what he means. I mean, that's what I want. I feel bad. And they don't seem to get it.
I suppose it matters neither way to you, though. Yeah, that's all she has to say. She's got other things to do. She walks off. She still needs to go talk to. We can do this now or later, but she does need to talk to Weapon before the next round of fights.
I mean, I'll say he's in the commons.
Yeah, she'll sit down and talk to him.
Okay. You sit down across from him. He looks at you, then looks back to the knives that he's sharpening.
Weapon, is it?
Yes.
Out of character, how much did Yanto say about his talk with Weapon? I know he didn't say much. Like, he didn't say he actually already asked about the gun, for example.
He didn't ask about the gun. Oh, no, he did ask about the gun. He said that...
He did, but he didn't relay that to Kirei.
Okay, no, he didn't tell you that he asked about the gun.
Did he mention the line about Weapon saying that he was just somebody else's blade, basically? He's just... That's where his name comes from. He's just a weapon for someone else.
He didn't mention that he's someone else's weapon, but he mentioned that he is just a weapon. He didn't imply that he belonged to anybody, but he did say that he is just a weapon, and I'll say that was related to you, yeah.
Okay.
I am told you consider yourself just a weapon.
All Tenno are weapons.
Perhaps so. My curiosity is who, if anyone, wields you.
He stops sharpening a knife and looks at you.
My concern is that tomorrow you will be facing against other Tenno. You showed very little mercy against your other competitors. I cannot fault you for that. However, I am curious if you will show the same lack of restraint against fellow Tenno.
You are asking if I will kill another Tenno?
Correct.
He leans forward. Why do you think I joined this competition?
Is that what you wish, to kill Tenno? How very curious. Why would you want that? Are you not Tenno yourself?
I am a weapon. As are you. We are weapons that are not meant to exist.
There is a factual misunderstanding about your statement, though. One of the defining characteristics of a weapon is that it cannot wield itself. Someone must be at the controls. A weapon is, by its very nature, a tool. Therefore, if you are not being wielded by anyone, as I took your silence to imply, if you are in this tournament for your own aims that you have decided, then you are not truly just a weapon.
You are correct. Weapons must be wielded by another. I follow the path of a ghost.
A ghost. Do you serve the Stalker?
He doesn't answer.
Though perhaps serve is too strong a word. I doubt he would willingly work with the Tenno, devout or otherwise. Maybe perhaps you simply share whatever drives him.
I have seen civilizations fall. I have seen entire colonies destroyed. I have seen genocide on levels the average human cannot imagine. That is what we are. That is all we are.
Is that truly all you believe we are capable of?
The ghost tried. She thought maybe Tenno could change and be different. She
ghost.
died with those beliefs.
You do not speak of the stalker. Who is this ghost?
All will become clear in time, Kirei.
Who are you?
Does she recognize this voice at all? Especially as that last line sounded a little less growly.
No. No, it's still just the voice is modulated. It's clearly modulated. Like, it sounds kind of like a Cephalon's voice. But
not in the same way bookkeeper.
But not in the same bookkeeper. So like
it sounds more like it's going through a filter and less like it is purely inorganic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weapon leans back. I told you once before, I am a weapon for a ghost.
Are you too a rogue, then?
No. But they will die too.
Were you once one?
No.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, at the very least, thank you for being honest of where you stand.
He says nothing.
She will. There's nothing else. She will, stand up, which means she has. I apologize to the other players, but she has one more thing to do then. She needs to warn the Reapers. Or no, Raven. Raven's her next fight. Raven's his fight.
Yep. So, let's see here.
It's a good thing she has all these things to do to keep her mind off about certain other things she may have learned.
As as you're about to stand and walk away,
Mm-hmm.
Weapon slams a knife into the table. The knife was had cut into something specifically, and let's see. It cuts into a it cuts into a patch. Like they had put a patch, Weapon had put a patch on the table and then slammed a knife through it.
Oh.
And it's a crewman patch with a name on it. Something that you would have been wearing during the Zariman 10-0.
You should be careful with those. There are not many left anymore.
The name on the patch
Yeah.
is Ava Woods. And I want you to roll courage.
Oh boy. Oh, this should be good. Well, I got a 10 and a 9, which is the best roll I could have gotten on my dice without rolling a set. So there's that.
Go ahead and take Ooh, okay. Go ahead and take 3 shocks to the face.
Ouch.
Because you absolutely recognize that name. And Weapon just says, everyone pays for their sins eventually. Yours will come sooner than others. He stands and leaves. Ava was once your captain. Before she died on Mars.
As in captain on the Zeraman 10-0, or
as in captain of your squad, your former leader.
That was our former leader, huh? So was the implication that he just gave that he is trying to avenge this person then, since he's talking about following the ideals of a ghost?
You don't know.
Avenging a ghost? Because the knife through that thing would imply he killed her, but at the same time he was talking as though whatever dead person he was referring to was
you don't know what he was like. It isn't exactly clear what he was saying. He left before any of that. And
did he take the patch with him?
No.
She will remove the knife and grab the patch.
Yeah, he returns to his room.
At least that answers where he got the gun. Also be good. Zero face will be a good indicator of how Kirei is feeling until when she returns to Yanto and MT and Colin and steps out of her Warframe.
Yeah. That's legit. So you're going to go warn Raven?
Yep. Better go warn Raven that this Tenno-like person is actually going to try and kill her and Clem. I doubt she will be too phased by this, but, you know, it's a good idea to warn her in case she is expecting some level of restraint from another Tenno.
Okay. You can knock on her door. She answers in Excalibur Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Sorry to disturb you, but I thought I should warn you. I just had a chat with Weapon. He says he joined this tournament for the chance to kill Tenno.
I see. Why would...
I don't know. He said something about...
What was it? Was it following the ideals of a ghost or chasing a ghost or something?
Following or chasing a ghost.
Something about following or chasing a ghost. A her.
I see. Thank you for bringing this to me.
Yes. I will. Subi, I know that you are probably the one we have the least worry about, but be on guard. He won't hold back.
Thank you.
Yeah. She'll nod.
He says thank you.
Yeah, and then she will wordlessly return to where the others are, though she's not sure if she wants to do that or go back to their actual room and just sit for a while because she is a little overwhelmed at the moment.
What's up to you?
She will... Yeah, she's gonna go sit down in their commons room for a bit.
Yanto and MT, Kirei is definitely taking a long while out of the room.
You think she's okay?
I think she would be. I mean, there's no reason why. I mean, we would hear it if she was in trouble.
That's true.
Like at the very least, it would be on the screen, and we could probably know to run down there and.
You don't think she's getting nervous, do you?
I know Kerry does give off the whole shutdown emotion thing, and I know that it's very easy to imagine. Oh, but underneath all of that, she's all this kind of tangled ball of bullshit. Genuinely,
I wasn't imagining that at all.
I guess I overthink things a little. Kerry is cool.
Could you blush less when you say that?
I don't mean it. Oh, for God's sake! Look, if I insufferable bastard that you are. I just mean that she's calm. She knows when to partition things off and get things done. So I think she's fine.
But, counterpoint, even though you've known her longer than me, she uses that to her advantage so people don't worry about her.
I guess. I mean, it's like, but where do you stop the guesswork?
Shrug.
Like I obviously I care about all you guys and I want to make sure you're all okay. But if I'm hanging over you every waking second of the day, double checking on your well-being, you're just gonna
Ah, you're
think I'm an
right.
insufferable prick.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
I'm sorry, I've got way too much nervous energy.
So you're the nervous one.
Yes, exceedingly. Did you see what they did to that fucking woman
Mm-hmm.
and all those cats?
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of see where my train of thought's going with this.
Well, what did we learn from watching that?
They're chaotic, unpredictable, and apparently have a pocket dimension. Have some kind of gateway to the pain dimension.
I'll say at this point, Kirei returns, assuming this has been quite some time since she left.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I'm muted. No, I'm not. Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the door opens and Floki, or the door knocks, because she doesn't want to open the door if you're out in, so I suppose there isn't anybody around up here, so yeah, the door opens and Loki walks in.
Hey.
Okay, what's up? You're on.
She once the door's shut, she steps out of Loki, and I mean, Kirei isn't very colored in the best of times, but she looks fairly pale at the moment.
What happened? You look like you've seen a ghost.
She looks around, attempting to she looks around, attempting to convey something, and then out of Loki's grasp will grab the patch and wordlessly show it to Yanto.
I'm assuming Yanto recognizes this.
Yeah, that's Ava's.
I'm just going to
roll courage.
Yeah, I was
roll
going to
courage.
say. Otherwise, I would have electively rolled it anyway.
I was gonna have you roll it.
That's fair.
You are way more likely to succeed than me.
Well, seeing as I'm going to put my relationship with Kerry in this as well. Pair of eights.
Pair of eights. Take 2 shocks to the face.
Ouch. Yeah, Yato doesn't like lose it, but he has to take a very long, deliberate breath. Goes quite pink.
What is that?
What I suspected. So we had a captain once, like someone genuinely in charge.
Yes, the leader of our squad.
She was the best of all of us. She cared. She was kind, and that's hard to do in this kind of line of work.
She died under mysterious circumstances.
Out of character. So from what all we know about it, Yanto and Kirei have no idea who actually killed her, right?
That is correct.
All they know is that she died protecting some village.
She died protecting a village that Yanto destroyed, thinking
later
that they were the one that killed the woman that killed her. Yes.
Right.
The patch itself is what were our patches from being aboard the Zeraman 10-0. This was possessed by a weapon. He said he joined this tournament to kill Tenno, and that he was chasing after a ghost.
So you think he knew your captain?
Yes. I think either he killed her or he blames us for her death. He knew my name.
Wait.
Whoever weapon is someone who knows us but is disguising himself.
Why go through all these lengths? Why use a tournament? Why not just come after you?
Because we are scattered across the entire system. It is very hard to track a specific Tenno down if you are not linked into the Lotus's network. Even then, it can be difficult. For example, we ourselves have not checked in with the Lotus in some time.
Plus, it's Rathum. Opportunity to study your opponent.
No doubt, if his goal is to kill Tenno, and he saw that a Saren was being offered as a prize, he no doubt knew there would be Tenno entering the tournament to recover her. As for why he'd go through the trouble to disguise himself, I think you, of all people, would know the extreme lengths one must take to ensure other Tenno do not recognize you.
Jens is going to give Kerry a bit of a sideways look at that.
I apologize. That sounded harsher than I intended. My point is that it is not easy. There are not many Tenno, and well, none of us know everybody. It would be difficult to run into, I would say, more than a half dozen or so without someone at least recognizing you.
Well, there's nothing we can really do about this now.
No, it's in Raven's hands. I warned her that weapon would be after her life.
And I'm assuming she took that on board with the minimum amount of fucks to give.
She did seem to consider it, but she did not act worried, no.
He's trying to scare you. It's an intimidation tactic. This is something that gets under your skin, and it's working.
No, it's not trying to scare me.
I
don't get scared, I get mad.
Yes, but that can be bad too. First of all, don't let ourselves get distracted. Our next fight is against the Territorials. I would be lying if I said that he did not on some level get to me, but we need to focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
He will have to go up. He will have to go up against Raven and Clem. Even if he wins, he will likely then be facing the Reapers. He would have to, in order for him to face us, he would have to make it to the grand finals. It is not impossible, but he does not face weak opponents on his way there. Raven is arguably the strongest Tenno in the system, and the Reapers are quite formidable as well.
What we do have to consider, though, is if he does lose, if he then stops showing restraint and just attacks anyway.
That is something to worry about. As well, the rules stipulate that there is no penalty for killing a competitor as long as it's backstage, as long as it's on camera. Thus far, he has shown restraint in that matter, but if he is ejected, he may decide to attempt to take revenge if he survives the battle.
What rules do you have to follow when you've already been disqualified?
That as well. I just mean to say that he could act without earning the ire of Rathum. He may not have to follow the rules, but if he wantonly kills the competition, he will not be welcomed back by Kelad Thame.
I don't think he really cares much about that.
Probably not. It simply depends on whether he thinks in the long term or the short term. He seems to have a grudge against me personally. Unfortunately, that does not exactly narrow down his identity.
Got a name for yourself?
Well, remember, actually.
Oh, well.
Yonto can also remember.
Oh, well.
Do I have any relationships that would apply to this?
Do you have a relationship with Yonto?
Yes.
Go and roll that.
Okay, 10 dice it is.
You remember the shit out of this.
2 7s.
4 6s.
You
Man, why
remember it
can't I-
really well.
I can't roll. You know, of course, I'll never roll a 4.
You're
with
actually
that
in the
one.
middle. You are actually in the middle of saying that you think that they have a grudge specifically against you, when you remember that was the first time Lepin ever looked at or addressed you. But he has been fixated on another Tenno at times. Here and there, you have caught him specifically staring at Yonto.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, not just me. Us. He came to this tournament after us personally. Also, he is not a rogue, or at least if he said that he would be attempting to kill them as well in time. Yonto.
Yeah.
Actually, let me ask this out of character, because this isn't something I think Kirei would. This is something A, Kirei would remember, and B, not be insensitive enough to ask in character. When Yanto described the events, did he only find the remnants of the Warframe, or did he specifically find her body?
I think all he found was the bloody transference suit. They've been kind of stuck up in a weird effigy.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, just a combination of confusion, anger, and a target just made him just ignore everything else around him.
That could not be, could it?
Don't say it. Please don't say it. Because if it's that, then... if it's that, then I'll eat my own fucking gun. He's going to walk off and just sit down on the bed, put his head in his hands.
So what is it then? It's the first time you've heard Colin talk in a while. What's their aim?
To kill Yonto and I.
Why?
Well, There are 3 reasons I can think of. The first is that they killed our captain, that our squad did something to them in the past, and that he is looking to finish his revenge. The second is that he was someone who knew our captain very well, and he blames us for her death, and therefore wants to kill us.
And the third goes unsaid. Am I getting this right?
No, if you are fighting alongside us, you deserve to know of the possibility.
No. I understand the possibility.
Very well.
She will look to MT to make sure MT has no further questions.
MT's okay. She's just frowning. Like she's thinking.
So no matter what, this is revenge.
Yes. He made it clear. He said that my sins would catch up with me sooner than the others.
He leans back, folds his arms over his chest. None of us are without that.
True.
Sins. We all have to face it eventually, I suppose.
I suppose we do.
Well, that doesn't mean that the way we face it is by putting a gun in our mouth.
We all have different kinds of sin. Don't you get that? There's the little things, and the little lies that just make things go by better. And then when you get out there into the field and you have to fight, there's soldier sins, where you kill or you fight or you cheat and lie, but you do it because it's you or them, or it's to do something better or to help other people. And then there's the sins you commit because what? You lost control, you forgot who you were, you decided to do something stupid or selfish, and you hurt people who didn't deserve it. Those are the ones that I know I'm going to burn for. Those are the ones that are bringing a weapon at me. Those are the ones I deserve to be punished for. So don't try and make it sound like we're all in this together.
I'm not. Sin, past mistakes, they're not things you make up for with other people. They don't share your mistakes. It isn't their burden to carry.
Yonto,
What it is, though, sorry.
go ahead.
What it is a responsibility. And putting a gun in your mouth is avoiding that responsibility.
I agree. Yonto,
And I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but it's the truth.
whatever we have done, nothing will change, and nothing will get better simply by our deaths.
It's a nice thought.
It is not a thought, it is a fact.
I'm sorry, guys. I think I need to go and have a walk or something. I'll be back in a bit. He'll climb into Rhino. Head off.
Okay.
I want to chase after him, but I also want to give him like a little time, like 3 minutes.
Pulls a neck timer out from somewhere and sets it.
He needs some time alone. Okay, time's up.
How far do you get in 3 minutes?
Before, actually, can I just exchange a line or two with Colin before we get to
Sure.
that? After
Sure, that's fine.
after
That's
he
fine.
leaves. Just quick.
Kirei will go. Kind of turning Colin and go. That part of him frustrates me. When he acts as though he is the only one who has ever had a problem with losing control.
That stands to reason. When you don't go through much recollection, when you don't think, when you don't meditate, I suppose would be better. Gento thinks. He doesn't
reflect.
He doesn't reflect. He doesn't. He runs. He runs from the things that hurt him. Or he smashes them. But doesn't approach them. And it's fair. That's so much easier. Can you blame him?
I suppose not. But like that, I am no better.
That you run and destroy rather than reflect?
I would like to think that I don't destroy, but I hide. Though I suppose recently I destroy as well.
He nods. I know. I'm much more observant than you might think.
Indeed.
But these are your struggles. It's not for me to intercede, but not just to support. Everyone faces their demons. Everyone has to come to a point where they must reflect. Or perish. And I have faith in you guys. I do. I wouldn't be here if I didn't.
Thank you.
For what?
Having faith. Being here. My fear is that when it comes time for me to face that moment, that I will stand alone. That perhaps I deserve to.
You might. What it is a matter of if you have the strength of heart and strength of mind to get through it.
She just nods, and then we'll just be very quiet for a while and think on that.
Getting advice from a monk is both reassuring and also existentially harrowing.
Yeah, a little bit.
They'll tell you the truth. That's nice, but they'll still tell you the truth.
Kire is confident in her strength of mind. She is much less confident in her strength of heart.
Okay, so, it's like Dr. Phil mixed with Seder. Love it. Yeah, and Colin returns to meditating, as I believe MT was going to go catch up with Yonto.
You know what, too? I might actually take Excalibur instead of Oberon.
Sure.
Because Oberon's still a little, still kind of hurt. I need to talk to you about healing wounds. But
Yep.
And hey, Excalibur's here. Time to hang out. I missed him.
It's firm ass.
I missed him.
All right. Yeah, you head out with Excalibur.
Time to go find Yonto.
He gave him like 3 minutes. He didn't get very far.
I don't know. He can be fast.
Yeah, but he's Rhino. He can't be both fast and quiet.
They just see him charging down the corridor, barreling people out of the way. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Only he's upset, so he wouldn't say "excuse me."
No. You know, I mean, would it be too much to presume that some kind of offshoot from the main quarters would be some kind of firing range or other kind of practice room?
Like every other room for in a Grenadier facility is a firing range.
This is fair.
That's how they say hello.
Or either that or it's an engine room.
Or a room where you shoot engines.
Or it's both, yeah.
Yeah,
a firing range against an engine.
Guns versus engine. Who will win?
It's like that fucking scene from whatever the fuck. Now I can't remember the movie where they beat up the copy machine because it's fucking doesn't work and there's really hard rap going on in the background.
What
Office
the
Space.
fuck?
Office Space.
Oh, there we go. I have not seen that film, so that reference just went zoom.
There's a copier.
The better way to try to get that movie out of us would be to ask if we could work on Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna need you to come in. Anyway.
Anyway. But yeah, so if FMT comes down there, Rhino is just obliterating everything downrange with his Furus. Just dumps the mag, hot reloads, keep dumping.
He has destroyed 2 engines.
Are they using these?
Not anymore.
Hmm.
You want something?
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Well, you're right. You're either here to say something or you're here to shoot something. So do one or the other.
Well, if those are my only choices. Pull out a
Pretty
gun.
much. Yeah. Right. I would just dump a few more, put a few more mags downrange, then put the gun down. All right. Come on.
Hmm?
Well,
Well, what?
I don't think you would have left here so quickly if I hadn't made such a fucking scene.
You're upset. It's understandable.
He looks down at the bullet riddled engines. Yeah, that's fair. Am I doing this too much?
What?
I feel like I'm kind of spreading the whole deal. Like I'm making my problem everyone else's problem.
We're a team.
I know, but
Your problems are my problems.
Some of them, yes. The territorials, definitely. Oh Jesus, those guys. I'm just in this place where I'm trying to work out precisely what's the bigger threat here. The stuff that I'm going to have to deal with, or the way in which I'm trying to deal with it now. Because that felt good. And it shouldn't, because that's not doing anything to solve the problem.
Made you feel better? Did it clear your head? Even a little. You can be honest.
I mean, for as long as I've got the trigger down, yeah. And then I get a bit of peace, and it all comes back again. It doesn't go. It just... It's like escape velocity. It's like when you're in an orbit around a mass and the gravitational pull is drawing you towards the planet, so you have to fire the engines, you have to keep giving yourself this momentum to keep out, to keep from diving in, but you're not capable of giving it enough to break free. You're always in this loop, and all your effort is put into just keeping in that loop.
So you feel stuck in your emotions right now. Is that what you're trying to say?
I feel like I only know one way out. I'm trying other things. Being with Kerry is great, but same thing happens. If it's not this, or it's not her or you guys, when I have a moment to myself, it just keeps coming back. So maybe to torture this metaphor to its fullest extent, maybe Weapon being here is exactly what I need right now.
So you can face it?
I think he's my slingshot. If you haven't got the thrust power to manually bust free, you use the pull. You dive deeper than you ever have before, and you use it to punch your way out. If that means facing up against something that could quite honestly kill me, if that's what it takes, I'll do it. Because I'm fucking done with this. I'm done with making this everyone else's problem. And if that means I kill him, he kills me, or we kill each other, it's done.
He's not going to kill you.
I'm sorry, I think you need to address that to the smouldering pile of scrap metal and twisted flesh that was scraped off the arena floor yesterday.
Hey. Put a hand on his shoulder. He's not going to kill any of us.
Well, that's the hope. Because I don't know about you, but when you guys were talking about, well, who weapon would have to go through, my mind's eye was just a pile of dead Tenno. Fucking hate having this worst case scenario kind of mindset. What I would give to be an optimist.
You have to use that. If you can only see the worst case scenario, then how do you get out of it?
Right now, I don't have enough data. If I can see weapons.
Estimate.
All right, fine. Weapons all brute force. He's a direct line to his victory. If that means he has to use absolutely every resource in his repertoire, then he will.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't go in for any half measures. He doesn't go in for any kind of mind games other than to draw out the enemy. Not to deceive them, not to turn them around. Pure, straight brutalism.
Mm-hmm.
If we play mind games back, maybe we can get inside his reach. Maybe he's expecting that, and that just wouldn't make and that would make a difference.
Then you have to have a plan B.
Plan B, I mean, with the amount of firepower he's toting, resisting isn't going to be the move. Run him out.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to try and pull a showstopper every single move, then ensure that he just doesn't land any. Wear him down, drag him out.
Everyone runs out of bullets sometime.
Well, more so if it's powers inherent in the frame, the amount of void energy he'll consume in order to utilize those is tremendous. It's not easy to recharge that even on the fly. I think it's doable. I mean, Raven's got a lot of experience and Clem's damn near fucking unkillable. And even if you got through those guys, I mean, you've seen what happened to those guys.
I saw.
Question is whether or not they're going to make the same connections I have.
Guess we'll just have to wait and see. That's their responsibility.
I suppose.
Now do you feel better?
Better? Maybe a little.
Less like the world is coming down?
Oh, the world's always coming down. It's just a matter of where it's coming down and whether or not that's on your head. It's priorities, MT. Always priorities.
I'm going to put my palm that was on his shoulder on his face instead.
Look, I
Doesn't
need
do anything. You just made that noise.
Yeah. Like, that's not how Rhino talks. For all I know, we're talking psychically. And all of our conversations are just two Warframes staring at each other in silence.
then one puts their hand on the other one's face.
No, the
Warframes
Tenno
are fun.
talk. The Tenno are able to talk through their Warframes. There's a
Hmm.
there's a canon thing of that happening. In fact,
Yeah, they would just kind of take the hand by the wrist, put it to one side for a second. Or we could just be big goddamn goose, I suppose.
He probably wouldn't expect that.
I mean, I'm now trying to work out the logistics of giving a Warframe a wedgie.
If there's one thing that makes someone super dangerous and super serious defeatable, it's not taking them seriously. And I'm not talking in a naive way.
Just not giving them the dignity they demand.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, fair point. Then again, flipping that on its head, what do you do about an opponent who has absolutely no dignity? Like the Territorials.
Yeah. That's another one we're gonna have to figure out on the fly, I think.
I mean, are we just going to have to, like, invite them to a dinner party?
I think with that, and this might not work out well, I think we let them destroy themselves.
Are you sure? Because, I mean, they've survived each other's company for this long. Do you think just putting them in an arena is really going to speed up the process?
We might be able to speed up the process.
Well, I mean, I do have some thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've got some real nice tables in that suite we've got up there.
Yeah.
I saw there was a ladder in one of the storage closets.
Yeah.
I've never had the opportunity to do this before, but I'm going to do something really, really silly.
Will that make you feel better?
I was going to say, as long as it doesn't wind up with me getting hurt, but I think, considering how dumb this may be, I think even if I do get hurt, I'll be slightly happy. just the straight up surreal ludicrousness of the situation may
And
actually
now
lift
I
my spirits.
pat him on the back.
Thank you. Yeah, Rhino will. Yeah, Rhino will just slap Rick Scalibur on the ass.
good game.
Good game.
Good game. Good game, brah. Yeah, never take things too seriously.
Because then you'll get stuck in your head, and what a terrible place that is.
Yeah, that's trying to avoid that would have humanly freaking possible. Ah. Anyway, enough of my bullshit. Doing okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. All things considered.
Well, I mean, yeah. Insane multi-tier fight to the death for now significantly less prize money than we were going to initially have.
That's fine. What are we going to do with it?
Remind me to show you the itinerary for all the repairs we need to make on the ship sometime.
What are we really going to do with it?
I mean, the bumper sticker was kind of a new addendum to the top of that list. Maybe some fuzzy dice. What? What? They were like cutting edge fashion in like a couple of thousand years ago. Look, they're going to come back into fashion any time now. You just watch.
I will. I will. Let me just say,
Mhm.
I might not know a lot about who I am or who I was, but I have this weird feeling that I'm not really afraid, I guess. For some weird reason, I am pretty confident. I know I shouldn't be. Like, this is terrifying and crazy. What are we doing? What am I doing? But things seem bad, but I've made it this far, so shrug.
Hey, confidence gets you a long way. I wish I'd had some more of that, but anyway. Need to stop talking about myself. My problems can just fuck off over there.
Hey, don't talk to me about dealing with your problems wrong. Like, I clearly erased my own memories and stuck myself in a tube somewhere, I guess.
I mean, for some people, that's a life-changing event. For others, that's just like a really hardcore weekend. Hey, look, I'm saying, next time we go back to Maru's Bazaar, just like, I can take you on a guided tour of all the dense scars and unusual stains I've left around that bar.
Good. After this.
Cool. I mean, provided we, survive.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, I wish I was on some kind of medication.
Do you think they'll let us drink?
Well, there's booze in your room.
MT, I have been drinking almost every waking moment I haven't been fighting since we got here.
Oh.
I am like... kind of counts on his fingers. Looks down at his feet, realizes there's enough toes. Damn it. I am at least 6 bottles deep into whatever they've got here.
Well, then maybe that's your problem.
Look, I'm an emotionally inconsistent drunk, okay? I have the melancholy, I have the mania, I get all my clothes off and I try to make love to things. It's a very complex rainbow spectrum of emotion. I'm currently at the shoot things and slap people on the arse stage, apparently.
You're a complicated rainbow of a person.
I am a beautiful goddamn rainbow, and I will not hear you talk shit about me.
All I'm imagining is Yanto drunk on the ship, like kind of like feeling up Colin while he's meditating, and he's just not responding.
Probably not feeling up, but like just kind of slides into you, like, "Hey, baby." Attaining Nirvana, hey, I can help you get there.
Smooth.
And then just slides off whatever he's leaning on and falls on the floor. Oh man. Right. Well, I'm just gonna looks at his gun, empties it downrange. Well, I guess I'm done here.
Good, let's go find a tougher target.
All right. Lead on.
I'm talking about our opponents.
Oh yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
Shit, how long have we got to prepare before those guys we actually have to fight them?
You have until tomorrow afternoon.
Oh man, we got like a whole evening. He paced back and forth for a second. No, I shouldn't keep drinking. But I've already spent so much money on the suite.
Really, you didn't spend that money. You'll just feel the effects of that money being spent.
Oh, the best kind of spending. Who needs kids when you got a rambunctious Warframe that will use your goddamn credit card?
She's great. I love her.
I'm glad someone oh, I can't even be mad at her.
Right?
I know. I mean, isn't that just kind of like the thing that freaks you out, but is also like so amazing?
Everything freaks me out. That's completely amazing. Like, what thing?
They're alive. They think.
Yeah.
Like, if nothing else, that is the one thing that consistently brightens up my day. I can look over there and I can see something unlike anything else I've ever come into contact with before. And I just... I care about their future in a way I didn't realize I could care about a thing. I want them to be happy. And I never thought that I could feel that way about something that I always thought was just there.
You know, something tells me they might feel the same way.
I mean, I totally get that with Trinity, but Titania is like passive aggressive to the point of
In her own way.
warfare. In her own casually sadistic sort of way, yes.
I wish I knew more. You know? I mean, in general, but I
that is the chorus to the song of the universe. Life is too short, and I wish I knew more about it.
It makes me think about Loki and about Rhino and about Excalibur. What makes them so different?
My thoughts are the sentience, the sentient ones we found are originals or prototypes or some variation on the design of the frame. The ones we've been using before are, I don't know. I mean, best case scenario is they were just built from the ground up without that in them. Worst case scenario is they were kind of lobotomized.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Both things are terrifying. Both things you said.
Yeah, you kind of see why I like to shut off the brain. Because it's like a goddamn conveyor belt of nightmarish bullshit.
Maybe someday we'll figure out how to ask them.
Maybe.
Are you ready to go back?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. When you come back, you find that Trinity has made you a drink because you were feeling bad, and she saw you drinking before, so she just kind of assumed that would make you feel better.
Oh look, she's enabling me.
It's probably not very alcoholic.
But you may want to make sure that she hasn't mistaken cleaners or things for drink.
Yeah, like in general, you might just want to be sure that she hasn't made you something that is accidentally made you something that is completely toxic.
See, my mind went the other way. It's just water with an umbrella in it.
Oh my god, that's probably it.
It's clear and has ice in it.
Yeah, it's clear, it has ice in it, and has an umbrella in it.
Okay, there's two eyeball tests I can do here. Are the ice cubes moving? Yes. Has
Yes.
the umbrella stuff began dissolving?
No.
Then it's probably safe to drink. If it's too viscous for the ice to move, or it's breaking down the composition of the umbrella, then it's probably a bit dangerous.
It's just water.
Aye. Honestly, right now, I could probably do with just a glass of water. Yeah, Yanzo will nod appreciatively and drink.
Yes, she saw you doing that thing with fluids, and so she was just like, "Oh, he's feeling bad. Hold on, I will give him fluids."
That thing with fluids. When we killed Luke.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have a filthy mind. Anyway.
Also, if it has gotten at all late by this point,
It's getting later, yeah.
Kira probably was trying to meditate on a couch or something, but she has probably simply fallen asleep.
Wow, she's really good at that.
herself to sleep. It is probably fairly obvious that she is sleeping now and not meditating.
Is she still floating?
She's not in the. She's in a couch, not in the tubs.
No, man, you're 10. You can float when you meditate.
Oh, can we do that?
Yeah.
Mind levitation.
Well, I don't know. I guess if anybody could float and meditate in their sleep, it'd be Kirei, so maybe.
just flop backwards, hovering like maybe like a foot off the ground.
Colin is doing his evening workout.
Kirei starts listing to one side, and she's like a little hover bot that sort of has started listing. She's actually drifting around the room a little.
Yanto will just gently catch her and steer her into a bed.
Colin has had to periodically, gently, just give her a nudge away from him as she starts to run into him.
He's doing pull-ups. He feels something bump into his back. Reaches back with one arm and just kind of shoves you away gently.
Yanto briefly contemplates trying to run an impromptu game of air hockey. Cruel.
Well, are you guys just gonna settle down and probably get some sleep?
I think rest is probably a good idea. I mean, unless you guys want to do anything else.
Rest sounds good.
Yeah, we could discuss strategy in the morning.
Indeed.
Yanzo will just check on the other Warframes as well. Make sure Titania hasn't started any fires.
Titania has found her way into one of the bath/bed tubes. And she is kind of like super slowed down, buzzing around inside.
Yanto will just kind of smile slightly, wave at her.
She waves at you with both hands, and then bumps into the back wall, and then kicks off of that and bumps into the next wall.
As long as she's okay, that's all right.
She's having a time. Oberon is just kind of like watching, like doing his absolute best to look stoic and badass, and not like he's kind of wishing he could be small and do that too.
Aren't you supposed to be keeping an eye on her?
Did you say that to Oberon?
Yes.
He is. He's watching her.
Okay, I mean more like Okay. I mean more like, are you supposed to make sure she doesn't get into trouble?
He motions to all the trouble she's in.
Okay, all right. You answered my question. Thank you.
I think we just saw Oberon respond with sass.
Oberon, do you give a fuck?
He shakes his head.
He motions to all the fucks he gives.
Yeah.
He does not give. My lord, my fuck field is fallow this fall.
Okay. Well, if you guys wind down and work on getting some sleep, nothing impedes you. Nothing happens here to make it so you can't sleep.
Nothing impedes you from sleep.
Yes, nothing impedes you from sleep. And the night does pass. You wake up to the sound of knocking on the door.
Oh yeah, isn't one of us supposed to be down in the room?
Well, you're supposed to.
Ah, son of a bitch.
I was gonna have Kirei go down into the room, but
Then you fell asleep.
then I established she fell asleep. I could just say she woke up in the middle of the night and went down there just to.
Oh, that's
fair,
fine.
But
It's fine. You get a knock on the door.
Kirei will answer it in low key, assuming that everybody else is out of sight. And
Yeah. It is Kella the Thame and the camera crew.
Time to jump into Excalibur.
Yanto just kind of bodily slaps himself into Rhino.
Colin puts on his mask. And she's just like, so I see you've moved rooms. Funny, I don't remember that being in the contract, but I'll let this pass.
I don't remember it being forbidden in the contract either.
She holds out a hand for someone to give her a contract. She takes it,
you write it in.
puts on a very tiny pair of glasses.
Who even makes them like that?
It like the lenses are cracked. Like there's no way you can see anything in these glasses. She looks through it. Aha, yeah, it's right here. And points at a line that's in like 3-point font.
Well, that's our mistake. I say to myself because I'm technically not supposed to be Excalibur right now.
I believe that says something about not wielding brooms. I don't know why of all the weapons you have forbidden, that's one.
It's the one below that.
Oh. I am very curious about the brooms now, though.
Oh, no, that was like Rathum 76, wasn't it?
Absolutely. It looks like someone's a fan.
That little old dude who kept smiling and like just recommended no one try and attack him, and anyone who did just got dismantled.
It was simply a wooden broom with straw on the end.
Yeah.
I still don't know how we did it.
No.
Nerds.
Can you really be nerds over a blood sport?
So you weren't in the commons in order to catch this, but we're doing interviews on camera. The camera isn't rolling right now, but it will be in a moment. We're doing interviews before round 2, getting all of the contestants' various opinions on things. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, okay.
He steps back and pushes Yanto forward.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'm doing a thing now.
The cameras are now rolling. I'm here today. I'm here now with Team Arum, the recent upstarts here at Bethune, who are apparently big fans of the show. It's a 4-man team that is that has managed to get themselves into round 2, and you know what that means? We're going to get their thoughts. So, Team Arum, tell the audience something about yourselves.
There's just looking straight into the camera.
This is only made more hilarious by the fact that I jumped into Excalibur instead of Oberon, so Oberon is just on his own.
I like to think you're just. I like to think you like as this is going on in the background, you're like pulling Oberon into the other room and then walk back out as Oberon, like in the middle of the interview.
I also just kind of want to see what he does.
If you're gonna let him do his thing, he'll do his thing.
I kind of do. He's heroic. He can do it.
He can't talk.
Exactly.
You
don't need words.
He is there alongside Rhino, Loki, and Colin, as if he's supposed to be.
He knows where he's supposed to be.
He holds up a picture of himself covered in cats.
Buddy.
You took my answer.
You took my answer.
I see. Go on. He takes a picture from behind that one and puts it on the front, and it's a picture of him riding a very large six-legged horse into the sunset.
Where did you get one of those? When was this picture taken?
Oh, yes, horseback riding. Well, when I had human legs, I was into that too. He nods and then takes out the next picture, which is a picture of him fishing, except it's more like him just kind of standing in a lake while fish gather around him.
I cannot believe that y'all are just not saying anything and letting Oberon completely charm Keladithane.
Honestly, he probably rolls more charm than I do.
So I see. You're definitely an animal lover then. Does that go for everyone on Team Arum?
Yeah. Sorry. No. We have a wide repertoire of interests. We have some of us like shoes.
Everyone pulls out a picture of himself being carried by a giant eagle.
Excalibur's in the background, which is face palm.
Oh, come on now. Where are you getting these?
The last one he pulls out is a picture of him standing on top of two desert skates, riding them like roller skates. But they're like moving on their own. He's just standing there holding his arms.
Rather just face palms.
That is certainly enlightening. Well, what do you think of the competition?
Please let someone other than Oberon talk.
I don't know. At this point, I kind of want to see if he just keeps pulling out more pictures.
You're killing me.
I mean, here I was pointing on stay silent unless somebody addresses her specifically anyway. So.
Kella is addressing the whole group.
Right.
So you are included in. She is addressing you.
Right, but she's going to let other people speak unless she is singled out. Is what I am saying.
I give it like this a moment of pause before Oberon answers. Basically, if you guys don't say anything, Oberon answers.
No. Yanzo will actually try and say something pertinent because we're not just going to have this totally be steamrolled by King Oberon.
Look,
I mean, if you wish, but I'm reasonably okay with that. If Oberon's picture time wants to be our public face for this tournament, I'm fine with leaving it to him.
I'm just worried that one of them's going to be like massively incriminating or something.
This is Oberon.
That's fair. That's fair. He may not be aware to not draw us as people.
Oh no. You think they're drawings?
Oh no, they're actual photographs.
They're actually photographs.
That just raises even more questions.
Colin has been nodding sagely along with every single one of the pictures that Oberon has shown.
Oh, I was about to ask who she won't say that out loud, but she's thinking, I was about to ask who took them, but it's you, isn't it?
Look, Oberon's, he's my bro.
But yeah.
I indulge these things. So yeah, what do you say about, like, what do you think of the competition? Like your competitors, essentially. Like, what do you think of who you're going to be fighting?
Well, I mean, I think the competition is really starting to shape up. I'm obviously quite glad that a lot of other Tenno have managed to get to the second round. Obviously, seeing Tenno v Tenno matches is going to be absolutely off the chain. I'm sure everyone at home is really excited to see that happen.
Shane.
Shut your fucking face.
All right. Well, how do you expect your next fight to go against the Territorials?
Oh, well, I think I speak for everyone here when I say that those guys are uncoordinated, chaotic, often hurt themselves, and generally raise hell in a 3-mile radius around wherever they're currently standing. So it should be off the chain.
God damn it.
Just turns around and says that directly to Excalibur.
Excalibur puts up his hands like, what did I do?
But yeah, Territorial is going to bring the noise. We're going to bring the pain.
Ooh, I like it. So here's another good question for you. What are you in this for? Is it the lady or the cash prize or both?
Well, I'm not going to lie. It was originally going to be for both. Obviously, the lady is an utter beauty, a work of art given human form. Well, humanish. And I won't specifically say who has a little bit of a fancy for them. But, well, you can kind of see...
Why are you looking at me?
Nobody was looking at you, but we were all thinking it.
You were looking at me the whole time you were saying that.
Shh. Grown-ups are talking. And while the money would have been an absolute sweetener on top of things, a slight misbooking of our suite has somewhat meant we now kind of have to win to not be bankrupt.
That was not something you needed to mention.
I'm sure it comes out.
Oberon withdraws a picture of Titania swiping your card.
He's going to very slowly look at Oberon and go, so you took it? Wait, was this you? Turns to Colin, or was this you? Who took this picture?
I didn't take that one.
You know, for all we know, she could have taken it herself.
The tiniest selfie.
Call it a selfie.
Little selfie stick.
And yeah, Kelly's just like, now, finally, what is your plan for the winnings, should you win?
mean, isn't it obvious? Hasn't everyone else said the same thing?
No, actually.
Really? Interesting.
Yes. For instance, she takes out like a little tablet and plays video of the interview with Blue.
Okay. Okay. Well,
What is your
okay.
plan?
Is it
and when-
subtitled?
And when she asks Blue, so what is your plan for the winnings? Blue replies, there's no subtitles.
I always want Blue to hold up a picture.
Oberon, however, seems to nod sagely with whatever Blue just said, as if he agrees wholeheartedly.
Rhino would just kind of nod, pretending to understand in that sort of slow, yeah, kind of way.
You don't
Kella had responded to that with, "Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that before. A very enlightening interview. Thank you."
Unfortunately, Rhino's face does not have the kind of fine motor functions to convey the "but how can you know" expression. But he's trying.
Kirei just immediately assumes that she's just BSing in front of the camera. And then off camera, she immediately went, I have no idea what they just said.
So your plan with the winnings is average, then. Are one of you interested in marrying the lady, so to speak?
I mean,
I swear to God, if you guys look at me again.
too late. I'm sorry, but he puts an arm around Colin. We've kind of got someone at the head of the line here.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
I believe it's going to be this guy here. He points at Oberon.
I almost want to see Oberon panic.
Oberon just folds his arms over his chest and looks strong.
It's sort of at this point that I wish Kirei wasn't in a masculine Warframe, so she'd just be like, boys, please.
I mean, you can still do that.
Well,
I see. There's contention amongst the team. I wonder how that fight's going to go after you're done. Wish we could televise it. Thank you for the interview, gentlemen. And the cameras turn off. And she just says, round 2 begins in 3 hours. I suggest you prepare for that. Then she leaves.
I'm honestly rather surprised she goes around to do the interviews herself.
Why is that surprising? She seems like a ham.
I wonder what that smell was.
I suppose. I guess I thought of her as she's a ham, but she always seemed to be the kind of, well, you need to prove yourself before you can even approach me kind of person. Perhaps I was mistaken.
Well, we won, didn't we? Was that not proof enough for her?
Given some of the competition, I feel like winning one round is not going to be proof enough now. There were 2 sets of opponents who literally did not know how to fight.
Yeah. Once again, I do really want to raise the question of whether or not those guys even knew they were supposed to be fighting.
Perhaps they just wanted to die famous.
That is quite possibly the dumbest thing I could possibly imagine.
So, our plan for dealing with the territorials.
Yeah, should be interesting.
It's actually very simple.
Mm-hmm.
We have no plan.
Good.
No, to be honest, that is exactly what I was thinking as well. There is no reason in making up a preset plan because they're not going to be following one whatsoever.
Exactly. All we can do is react to what they do to the best of our ability.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike the wall, they do not have a history of matches for us to observe, I assume.
We'll figure it out.
They do? It's just there isn't much to learn from it.
A lot of it's like Cloverfield, just like shaky cam footage recovered from the scene rather than
Like there's
Like Clover.
there's a lot to learn from it. It just that the footage that you have makes them look scarier than they really are.
Like, I imagine someone's done like a professional promo cut for them. It's got like under lighting and all this creepy bullshit. And at any moment they cut to an actual fight, it's just crazy slap. It's the Three Stooges on crystal meth. With a
Yeah,
bag full of
basically.
grenades.
Basically.
There are times like this I wish we had an Ash on our side. I believe being able to... A smoke screen would let us use our Tenno abilities as well.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Well.
Alas. So, are you guys just gonna basically just get ready for a fight and then show up in the arena?
I mean, that's all we really can do, huh?
Okay.
Should we have a backup plan, though, in case things go really bad? How do we want to start? Do we want to start just split up? Do we want to start together and then regroup?
Hmm.
We want to try to take them out one by one?
I mean, no, sorry, go on.
Focusing down a target is likely a better idea than spreading out the damage, but it'll be hard to judge till we are better aware of their capabilities.
True. Okay.
As for an emergency plan, there is one. If things look the worst, I want the three of you to retreat.
Okay. Don't like it so far.
Yeah,
I
it's
assure
not,
you it is a tactical decision.
it's not winning me over. Look, I'll be in Rhino. I'll be able to at least buy everyone some time to regroup.
Right. I meant if it... By the worst, I meant if you're incapable of doing even that. The point is, if the three of you retreat, I can attempt to draw upon the void, like I did against Kaite.
No,
Okay, that's a step too. Not for these guys.
no.
I am not suggesting it as a primary plan. I am suggesting it as an alternative to all of us dying.
But then what plan do we have to deal with you?
All that is why you need to retreat.
Also, bearing in mind that
I will burn myself out if I am the only one left in the arena. Or so I hope.
I mean, okay, all of that to one side for a second, and I'm not happy with anything you just said. won't that also result in the genie being totally released from the bottle?
Only if I exit my Warframe in the process.
I'm just saying, just if there is absolutely positively no other option, if it is that or die.
Yes, that is the circumstance I would suggest that in. Believe me, I do not wish to do that in any other.
We'll make sure you don't have to.
Yes.
I would prefer that.
Understood.
Okay. Now, I'll leave you guys the option. I can narrate the first two fights and end it right as you're about to fight the territorials, or I could end it here.
I wonder if we should start next session with the first two fights, just so they're a little bit more fresh in my mind, or I don't know, because I want to hear how they go too.
Well,
I think
this
it might.
is the big thing to consider. If we end on the, and I'm not saying this as a vote for one way or the other, but ending on the first two fights will mean ending on the fight of weapon versus
Yeah.
Raven.
Yeah, and it's the one I want to hear, but at the same time too, do I want to hear it now and then like have it ruminate on it for a week, or do I want to hear it right when we begin? And have, like,
I leave it to you guys what you would prefer.
I mean, I kind of like the idea of having like a baller cliffhanger of hearing how these first two fights go down.
Well, let's do it then.
I mean, I have a pretty good idea how the first fight's going down. Spoilers: the Reapers are going to win. They are going to be the very experienced Tenno, no nonsense Tenno duo are going to beat the newbie trio.
All right, fine, but you know what I mean.
That's I know. Now watch Nate will just be like, the Reapers concede. Wild card, bitches.
What the fuck? They take it. There's a chair in the ring.
Oh shit. Okay, so at the episode begins. You guys are in the stands until your match will be coming up. Because there's always a long break between matches, so that you can the people who need to fight can go there, and also so janitors can clean the place up. And now, my hideous beloveds, I present to you round 2. Oh, round 1 was a real treat, wasn't it? But today's events are shaping up for some real drama. That's right, folks. We've got Tenno fighting Tenno. What will be the victor? Honor and duty? Or greed and hunger? And for today's first match, the Rookie Miracle Workers, Team Delta Elemental, and their opponents, the Merciless Reapers. Both teams bow to one another. Both teams bow to one another, then draw their weapons. Feder throws up a snow globe first things, blocking a fireball from Hikane. The bubble pops instantly, but Greta and Byron fly out before Hikane can launch another volley. They clash against Hikane and Tsukumono, while Feder leaps into the air above them, hand stretched out as an avalanche manifests above him and crashes into the ground. Greta and Byron leap back, but the ice is boiling over, is boiling into water by the time it pours over the Reapers, Hikane having ignited a protective blast of fire around them. Tsukumono leaps through it, landing between Greta and Byron. who are immediately beset by Tsukumoto's absurdly fast scythe strikes. Hikane rushes Fetter, who throws up wave after wave of ice upon her. The ice erupts each time, countered by a ball of fire. Just as Hikane gets into Naginata range, Fetter tosses up a snow globe, the force of which tosses her away from him. Byron taps Greta's shoulder just as Tsukimono comes in for a strike, and they both duck down with glowing speed, instantly evading the strike, after which they simultaneously strike the Necros with a jolt of electricity and a blast of fire. Tsukimono and Hikane are thrown back simultaneously, clunking into each other along the way. Delta Elemental surrounds them cautiously. There's a long pause. Hikane then takes Tsukimono's hand, igniting them both ablaze. And as the world is set fire, the Necros raises a hand. From the floor erupts shadows of Katfo Du and her Hyekas, of the Bombermans, of Danimal Rax, the Maiden's Retributions, and Guys and Dolls. In seconds, Delta Elemental are thrown against the walls, pinned and subdued. Each shadow in that moment, as you are distinctly aware, were on fire. Oh, and it looks like the lovable scamps are taken down by their seniors. Let's give it up for the Reapers! As the crowd goes wild, the Reapers help up Delta Elemental and aid Byron and Greta, who were the most injured, back downstairs. And then today's, after a long break,
With a lot of what the fucks.
Yeah, with a lot of what the fucks.
Yeah, actually,
go ahead.
I was gonna say in between that, Kirai's gonna turn that doesn't go. I was not aware that was possible. They combined their powers of their Warframes, not just comboed them well, but actually combined the effects.
They work well together.
I've never seen powers synergize like that.
That was amazing, actually.
With power like that, I wouldn't actually. I would not actually be sure who would win between them and Raven and Clem. In fact, I dare say it could be Raven and Clem's uphill battle against something like that.
Well, when you can call in the cavalry, and the cavalry is both undead and on fire, yeah, that'll kind of tilt the balance of the battle in your favor.
Sometime I'll have to ask them how they do that.
I can't say I've ever fought a zombie on fire. I'd give it a try, though.
Of course you would.
Have you never set an infested on fire and have it keep running at you?
I only have a sword, my friend.
Ah. That is correct.
No matches.
It's not the weapon I got. I know Baron doesn't throw fire anywhere.
We really need to invest in some mods.
Okay. Restarting that mood music. Today's second match feels a lot like a main event, doesn't it? But I'm a generous host, and I won't make you wait to the last minute. It's Get Clem against Weapon. Raven bows to Weapon, who does not return the gesture. Both teams wait for the other to make the first move. Clem. Raven nods. Clem lays down a torrent of fire upon Weapon, who ducks low and dashes beneath it. Raven meets him in the arena's center, striking Skana against forearm. Even Raven seems shocked by this, as Weapon raises his forearm to block the blade without so much as denting the armor. He grabs the halo behind his back and swipes it against Raven's helmet, throwing her back. He throws it at Clem, who fires both Krikatas to ricochet it early. Raven ignites her blade in blinding light and dashes in for another strike, but Weapon deftly sidesteps it, lifts his Magnus, and fires. Raven bats it away with her blade at the last second and strikes again, but Weapon sidesteps once more, quickly aims, and fires. It's a clashing of blade and gun over and over as Clem furiously ducks and rolls away from the flying chakram, often discharging his weapon to send the chakram away. The Magnus soon runs dry of ammo, and Raven goes for an overhead strike while Weapon seems caught off guard, only for her hands to be caught by Weapon, then forced up above her head. She tries to free herself, but Weapon's grip, with only a single hand, is too strong. Clem rolls in behind Weapon, throwing punch after kick to the tenuous side to force him to release Raven, but to no effect. Finally, Weapon drops to the floor with Raven and reemerges from the halo above. He throws Raven into Clem, drops to the ground, and sends a spear of light through both warriors at once. The crowd goes wild. If that match didn't have you on the edge of your seats, nothing will. Let's have a round of applause for Weapon. And the crowd goes wild.
Yanto's out of the stand. He's diving into the arena.
Yeah.
Just runs over to kind of where I'm assuming Raven and Clem are both lying.
Yeah. The match is over, so there are no longer cameras on there. It's a break for sponsors. You find, Excalibur Prime is motionless, and you hear just kind of a muffled clam.
Fuck, shit, fuck, shit, fuck, shit.
Yeah, I'll follow after Yanto.
Get them inside, get them inside, get them inside now.
Colin is down with you guys.
Yes. Give them to me.
And yeah, as you guys rapidly take them back to the commons and their room, probably, so you can treat them.
Actually, she'll say, go. Actually, she will say something different. Right? Take it back. She would say, take them back to their room. I will join you shortly. And she is going to run for the room to get Trinity. She's going to run for the suite and get Trinity.
And yes, so as you guys split up, one of you to go get Trinity and the others to take Raven and Clem back to their room so you can begin treatment. We'll call into the session.
Bob.
Jesus, I had a feeling that was going to go Weapons' way. I had no idea you were going to do that. Although honestly, I should just like brutally take both of them down.
Ooh, I have a plan for the future, a ways into the future, but for the future.
Okay.
For now, I will at least say I think it'll take. She may be knocked out of the fight, but I think it will take more than a spear of judgment to kill Raven.
Nate's not saying anything.
No. I mean, if that's it, then we'll see.
Well, I mean, this is what my flesh welding is there for.
What I will say is, Kirei may prod Kella to Thame and see if she is okay with interference in fights if it is something pre-planned.
Are you gonna organize a run-in? God damn it!
There will not be forces that can stop Kirei from interfering in the Reaper's match with Weapon. Like, she will be invisible in it. She just hopes she can basically get Kella's permission to be like, hey, I'm gonna interfere if it will lose. It will disqualify the Reapers, and then you can basically use that as a setup for the finale.
What we gonna
finals.
What we got to deal with is a very angry goddamn, a very goddamn angry Ember, who has cock blocked them from their match.
No, I mean she'll do that if it looks like they're going to lose. Not She won't do it at the beginning of the fight. If it looks like they're going to lose, she will do that and not risk letting Weapon kill them.
Fair enough.
That is going to be her absolute plan for doing it, like she did with the Delta Elemental. She had faith that Raven would at least not die, even if she didn't win. We'll see if that faith is, remains true. And also, Clem will just come out as another Clem clone if he dies. So, Clem. Clem is
I mean, Clem is eternal. However, Yanto's relationship with Clem may not survive watching Clem bleed out and die in his hands.
Or would it be stronger?
No.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but things dying in my hands seldom make me feel more intimate and close to them.
I mean, there's.
I'm not a serial killer.
So, what do you guys think? Did you have fun?
Yeah. Holy shit.
All right.
Also, yeah, for the benefit of the recording as well, Gaster's theme for those two fights, very good choice of music.
Well, it's not just his; it was also mixed with Megalovania.
Yeah,
It was, wasn't it?
Yep, it was.
Jeez. Good pick.
Yeah, that was like that particular song was like what was especially what it had inspired me during the Weapon versus Raven fight.
Do you want to hear what? I don't know if I'll use it for next fight, but at the very least, you want to hear the music I will use for us versus Weapon, as it seems like that is likely going to be the matchup.
Go for it.
Go
ahead.
This is especially inspired by the revelation of involving Kirei last session. Really, I'll be using a lot of things from this series.
Yes. This one. This one's good. Yeah. Full disclosure. When I was contemplating up like the antagonists for this for this campaign, I had thought up a lot of the ones that have already been established, and ones that I would want to do things with, and the game itself has already done a lot with the Stalker. Like, we all kind of know who the Stalker is and what his MO is, and I felt it would be a little more poignant, I think, to have a more personalized Stalker.
That makes sense.
That's fair, but I still think you could get a really good horror scenario about the Stalker targeting us.
Absolutely, that's something I have in mind. But,
okay.
I felt like for emotional impact, having something that is Stalker-like, that would be more personal, I felt would be a good thing, and so I threw Weapon into this particular competition.
Because no, that's fair. I like that we have I like the personal, even if we're not aware of the exact nature of the personal connection yet, I'm sure that will get revealed at the final fight.
Mhm.
I like that this personal connection has been set up. Also, if you want an idea for reaction to Stalker, you know how Kirai's basic attitude has generally been, if we come up with the right strategy, we can basically beat whatever.
Strategy for the Stalker is run.
Yeah, no, Kirei will, if that will help drive the point home, Kirei, if the Stalker shows up, will be like, we need to abort. Whatever we are doing, we need to abort and we need to flee.
Yeah, like this is not the Groostag 3 kind of, oh no, you should run away, splat. This is no, seriously, drop everything. That basket full of babies you're carrying, drop it, run.
Yeah, no, it's like we are not the level 20 kited out, fully modded kited out Warframes. We are Babby Warframes that are encountering the Stalkers, basically. Babby base gear, unmodded Warframes. The Stalker will kill us all.
Does anyone have any final thoughts, questions, etc. before I end the recording?
I'm all good.
All right.
Yep, I'm good.
One experience to everybody. I'm going to end the recording here.